Hello, I'm Bryce Taylor and welcome to Building a Generation, our show for highlighting all the amazing things our students, teachers, school leaders, and communities are doing in Baltimore City Public Schools.
And I'm Alana from the City School Student Media Team. Thanks for joining us on our mission in building a generation.
In this episode, we will take a look at the Citywide Back to School Night, an event for families to learn about school choice and see how the students in Pimlico Elementary Middle are settling into their new school.
We'll also take a look at how students from Western, Carver, Edmondson, and Mount Royal are getting a hands-on experience in community building and leadership. Plus, don't forget about the question of the show. So be sure to keep those eyes peeled for the answer.
All right, let's get to the first story of the episode. Families joined together to partake in the joyous and fun Citywide Back to School Night at the Maryland Science Center. Hey Alana, how was your school's Back to School Night?
Back to School Night was amazing. I got to see all of my friends, chat with teachers. So join us as we take a look at the Citywide Back to School Night with our very own Imani Humphreys-Torres.
Hey, this is Imani at the Maryland Science Center for a Citywide Back to School Night. This is going to be an incredible event that'll bring together students and families for a night they won't soon forget. This back to school night has been off the hook. We've had music, we've had games, we've had cooking and yoga and movies and Play-Doh, okay? It's been a great night.
I did robots and it was fun with them because I want to create robots when I get older.
It was a lot of fun walking around with my boys and learning about different things.
Events like tonight are so important because we're really bringing city schools into our communities. Resources and tips around information to support learning at home.
I saw families from so many different neighborhoods and schools all enjoying time together and really showing learning can be fun.
Over here, we have 3D printed glow-in-the-dark squirrels.
We're doing 3D printing things with the 3D printer pen. I learned that you can draw things with just plastic.
So behind us, we have something called silent yoga that gives students a moment to relax and be at peace.
Just giving them a few exercises they could do in the morning just to warm up, get themselves together, wake the body up, and going over why breathing is important for calming down the body and the mind, because if you don't have a still mind, it's hard to have a still body and focus in school.
From Mervo, culinary students are showing us how to make a chicken crepe.
The chicken will be hot, so when I put the chicken in the crepe, the cheese will melt on top of it.
So right now inside the theater, students are giving performances. Let's go check them out.
I don't care how you flex on, you can't do it like me. I don't care how you move on, hard work, you hurting. I leave caught like a surgeon, check this out.
What I see with my eyes is what I see all the time.
This kind of event brings people together where folks are energized for the school year. And really, it's a community collaboration. Like the Maryland Science Center just oozes learning and fun, and that's what we want people to take away.
Wow, what a night. Seeing families engage with city schools through a ton of activities that focus on student wholeness, literacy, and leadership. This has been Imani Humphreys-Torres with the Baltimore City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
You know, I wish I was there. It seems like the students had a great time at the Science Center.
That makes the two of us. All of the families got a chance to really enjoy themselves. Did you see the quiet yoga? It looks so soothing.
Okay, so now we'll head to the Shake and Bake roller rink, where families and community members learn about school choice from our very own city school officials.
And our teammate Basson Saul was there to give us the scoop.
Take it away, Basson.
Hey, this is Basson Saul for the City School Student Media Team, and we're here today at Shake and Bake to get the full scoop on what families need to know about choosing a middle and high school. The big takeaway is never too early to start planning. Let's take a look.
We have beautifully talented and smart children in Baltimore that need to be challenged and need to be taught in different ways.
A big part of tonight's event is this resource fair, where families can get information for choice. So I saw you talking to some 4th and 7th graders. Why is it important for them to start thinking about choice?
Because one of the things we've experienced, and one of the great things about Baltimore City schools, or in 4th grade in particular, that even though the choice process doesn't begin for them until 5th grade, you need to start thinking about who are your options, what are the schools you want to get into, and like I said to them, you want to be able to turn down schools, not have them turn you down. Same thing for college as well.
What grade are you in? 5th. You're in 5th? I'm glad you're preparing now.
Do you think these types of events are important to come to, and why?
I think they're really important to come to because like everything like around is like very important for them to learn, and if they don't know about this, they won't know like what am I going to be in the future, what is going to be happening.
And so then what you can do is we've customized the map, and you can choose schools based on all of these criteria. And the new website is going to work across all devices. What it does is it allows you to use a Google map or a database to compare schools based on certain criteria. It makes the information a lot more accessible. It makes it quicker and easier to determine what schools are near you, what schools have specific programs, and it's really going to let people plan for the future.
Once families connected with all of the resources about choice, a Q&A session took place with district leaders.
The composite score is calculated using, if they're in middle school, their 4th grade grade. If they're going to high school, their 7th grade grades.
Choice does not begin in grade 5 or grade 8. Choice begins the moment you as a parent and your child step into the school building.
Like, how do we organize the information, like getting the books and, you know, those resources to our families through like the parent-teacher organizations and things like that.
So if you want to hold choice sections, we will please give us your name and we will sign you up so that you can help us get more parents, because they're going to come listen to you before they're even going to come listen to me.
Information for them to make a good choice.
So what have you guys thought about today's event?
I really enjoyed coming tonight. It opened my eyes to a few things that I wouldn't have known about without coming. We're just hoping that with his composite score and his hard work the last few years that he'll land in a good high school, and from there we'll start making the steps toward his path to college.
What steps will you be taking in order to get into a great high school?
Well, I'm going to work really hard, make sure I get honor roll, and try to make sure I do good every step of the way.
As you can see from tonight's event, the time is now to start planning your future in city schools, especially if you're in 4th and 7th grade. Don't wait on finding the right school for you. This has been Bass and Salt with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
That was very insightful. I feel like students and their families now have a little more information on school choice. It'll be easier for them to make those important decisions.
I agree. It's never too early to begin looking at your options.
Okay, so our next story takes us to Pimlico Elementary Middle, where kids are settling into their brand new 21st century school.
I saw the grand opening. That school looks amazing. I cannot wait to see this.
Me either.
Roll tape.
Hey, this is Joshine Johnson-Bay from the City School Student Media Team, here at one of our newest schools, Pimlico Elementary Middle School, where students are having a great time and we're ready to see how it's having a big impact on their learning. Let's go check it out. Right now, I'm at the collaborative space on my way to 4th and 5th grade classrooms. Let's go check it out.
Who were often unaware that they were trespassing.
And what are you learning in class today?
So today we're learning about the civil rights and African Americans. And we have new students here, so that's what I like about it.
We're learning to compare our decimals. We're also learning different ways to separate our numbers to make it easier to divide them.
Do you like your new school?
We have a lot of different activities, so we change a lot of our resources. So sometimes we go to gym, or maybe we go to music or art or dance class. There's a lot of different things to do, and I'm very creative, so it really makes me happy to have that here.
Whenever you have a great environment like this, it's inspirational. Even the lighting and the new technology we have, and so the children are excited to come to a new building. So it helps out with our overall goal of going above and beyond, expectations.
Now we're in the middle school, and we're going to see what the middle schoolers are doing in the science lab. Let's go.
So which particles are determined in the mass of
We've been discussing action at a distance forces, and they're learning about the particles that play a part in those forces.
We make the atoms to see what elements they make.
And how do you like your new school?
I like it a lot. It actually boosts my confidence. Me, if it's so many new things, I'm going to want to do every single thing.
Oh my gosh, this cafeteria is huge. The little kids look like they're definitely having a good time enjoying their burgers. Okay, we're going to the music and theater room where children have the chance to be themselves in a classroom setting. Let's go.
Red leather, black leather, yellow leather, red. Red leather, black leather, yellow leather, red.
It's theater, but it's a performance-based class, just really getting them used to presenting and performing in front of people, groups of people, and just getting them comfortable expressing themselves and accessing their creativity.
We might have to speak in front of a lot of people, so we can't be scared. They teach us how to project our voice and be loud and be heard and talk properly. They're trying to get us advanced so we'll be ready for high school and be ready for more.
So as you can see, students here are being well prepared for their future choices in life, whether it be high school, college, or beyond. This has been Joshine Johnson-Bay from the City School Student Media Team. See you at the next school.
Wow, that school is so advanced. Did you see the theater class?
Of course, those kids are gonna be awesome performers. Did you see the microphone in the 4th grade room?
Yeah, they didn't have those back in my day. Now we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned because next we'll take a look at the story hosted by you.
And that's all right here on Building a Generation.
I'm a Baltimore City Public School student. I'm Alana from Baltimore City Public School.
Je Baltimore City B.
Salut, je suis une élève de Baltimore City Public School.
Soy un estudiante de Baltimore City Public Schools. أنا طالب في مدارس بالتيمور الحكومية.
We are Baltimore
City Public School students.
And we celebrate diversity
every day.
These are our future: engineers and electricians,
software designers and doctors,
construction workers and childcare providers.
They will build apps and houses, create menus and video games,
work with cutting-edge technology and kids.
They'll be found in classrooms and courtrooms, construction sites, and computer labs.
They are Baltimore City Public School students. They are career and technology education.
Work is underway on modernizing school buildings, like here at Fort Worthington Elementary Middle School.
The type of school buildings we deserve.
Our new schools will provide community-friendly spaces and be better for our environment. They will allow for innovative technology and 21st century teaching and learning.
The 21st Century School Buildings program is positively affecting my education and my city.
That's right. Learn more about this major commitment from the state, City of Baltimore, and city schools by visiting baltimore21stcenturyschools.org. Building a brighter future together.
Welcome back to Building a Generation, our show for bringing together the best of what's happening across our very own Baltimore City Public Schools.
That's no lie, because this next story is evidence that proves exactly that.
You're absolutely right. In this story, Western and Carver students, along with the Navy, worked to build benches and bleachers for parks in the city.
Well, take it away, Alana.
Hey, it's Alana Hines for the City School Student Media Team. I'm here at Botanical Gardens in Druid Hill Park, where Carver and Western students are working hand in hand with the Navy to help build projects. Let's see how this is going. So Taviana, what are you guys up to right now? What are you guys doing?
We're building benches, and they're going all around Baltimore, like parks and rec centers and stuff like that. The metal parts together, then we had to bolt the little handles on, and then now we're about to put the boards on and drill them.
I think it's a big impact where it will teach young kids to do better and they're working into a trade, and work for the city.
So here we have the Western girls working with the Navy to assemble the bleachers. Let's see how this process is going. Oh, So look what I found. Right here we have the actual blueprint for the building of the bleachers. Here we have the adjacent views, the specific dimensions for the height requirements.
We had to make sure everything was balanced and centered. Make sure the butts was tight so nobody will fall off of them. We can help each other in different ways, like just by building simple bleachers for people to sit down on, or benches for people to sit down on in the neighborhood. And I think it's going to have a good impact.
Wow, these benches are really cute and super comfortable. Great job to everyone from Western, Carver, and the Navy. This is Alana Hines for the City School Student Media Team, and I want you to stay safe, stay smart, and check one of these benches out in a park near you. Wow, watching students work collaboratively with the Navy is extremely progressive.
Especially since the bleachers and benches they built will benefit the community.
I couldn't agree more. Our next story is somewhat similar.
You're absolutely right. In the next story, Edmondson students worked with Under Armour, Johns Hopkins University lacrosse team, and Heart of America to renovate their cafeteria and auditorium.
And I believe you're hosting this one, right?
Indeed I am.
So let's check it out.
Hey, it's Bryce Taylor, and right now we're headed to Edmondson-Westside High School, where a makeover is going down at the hands of volunteers in major areas inside the school. Let's get to the action.
About our teammates bringing their will and action into the school to create some positive transformation of the school, but also to connect with the students and to show the students Under Armour in action.
Alongside volunteers, students from the Edmondson Carpentry program got involved in the work too.
We're putting up the doors, and we have to cut them down because they was too big, so they'll scrape the floor.
I mean, it's just the ultimate way to get to enhance your skills. So for my kids, if you want those multiple opportunities to learn and you want to get noticed, give back.
To see the curiosity from them is really cool, but within high school, like, they actually want to step up and do it with you.
In addition to the updates to the cafeteria, new backboards were hung in the gym, locker rooms were refreshed, and new carpet was installed in the auditorium. Wow, this makeover is the real deal, and a big thank you to Under Armour, Johns Hopkins University lacrosse team, and Heart of America. This has been Bryce Taylor with the City Schools Student Media Team. See you next time.
Those kids look like they genuinely enjoyed renovating their cafeteria.
I believe in getting those real-life experiences in any field of work. Cutting down those doors took a lot of skill, so shout out to the Edmondson Carpentry program and Under Armour.
Don't forget, big thanks to Heart of America and the JHU lacrosse team in the auditorium and gymnasium.
Our next story takes us to Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, where students created an outdoor habitat for little critters.
And our very own Caleb Bergassi has the story. Take it away, Caleb.
Hey, this is Caleb Bergassi from the City School Media Team, and we're headed to Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, where students are rolling up their sleeves to work on a garden and outdoor classroom.
The habitat is going to be for animals and like bugs. This is going to and like ants and stuff. And it's going to become a garden.
The purpose of stimulating butterfly growth, as the butterfly population has been hit dramatically by pesticides and so forth over the last 20 or 30 years.
I think the kids have been really excited and curious about what's actually happening here, and this is a great way for them to really feel like they're a part of it. So we've got a couple hundred plants that we're trying to get in the ground with all the kids. We've got grades 1st through 8th coming out here for like 1-hour sessions.
Students learned about the importance of the food web and how insects pollinate the plants that produce the food they eat on a daily.
Who will the robin eat or be eaten by?
A cauliflower.
For all animals that are going to be using this garden, you're creating habitat. But you're also creating habitat for those bees that provide us food, right?
We just want to get kids outside and get them to appreciate nature and really, and they do. They really are enjoying this, and they know a lot more about plants. They know a lot more about different life cycles of the bug.
Working on the new garden is fun, engaging, and allows all grade levels to participate. It is a great outdoor learning experience within the community, and students seem to love it.
My favorite part was digging up all the plants, and then we had to squeeze the plant out, and then we had to take out the white thing and put it in and put all the soil back in. I really liked when everybody was participating in the flower planting thing. We were planting native plants, and there are some black-eyed Susans. I learned that it's better to work together when you're planting things because they can make the experience more fun and they can sort of help you along. Most of the plants make food for us to eat, so if we didn't have plants, we wouldn't survive. I love the yellow plants, and I love planting because they help the environment.
Once all the work is completed, a special ceremony takes place with students, staff, parents, and community members. All unite to work on their outdoor classroom in a new garden. All the seeds of today are flowers of tomorrow. This has been Caleb Bogarsh for the City School Media Team. See you around.
I think it's great for students who engage in outdoor activities.
They are bettering the ecosystem by housing one butterfly at a time.
That special ceremony sounds like fun. It's about that time. It's time for the
Question of the Show. Okay, in the Western and Carver video, what were the students building with the Navy? Is it A, chairs and tables, B, benches and bleachers, C, fences and tables, or D, chairs and bleachers? The correct answer is coming up right after these messages. But before we go to commercial, I want to bring something to the viewers' attention.
What is it?
This isn't the first time you and I have been on camera together.
Oh, you're right. Girls in the STEM world.
Yep. Flashback time. A lot of flashbacks over here.
Okay. Middle school who are beyond amazing and talented. In this segment, let's get to know Alana. She's been fascinated with engineering her entire life. So where did your passion for STEM begin, or when?
My passion for STEM began at a very young age. I've always been really fascinated with the usage of our everyday material and how it's built and created and innovated and made better.
Wow, we've come a long way. Look at how young we look.
We really did. Look at us now. Stay tuned because the answer to the question of the show is right after the break.
What are you doing to prepare for college? Here at Baltimore City Public Schools, there are many opportunities for students to earn college credits while in high school. Dual enrollment allows students to take courses free of charge at local colleges. This way, students get to know what it's really like to be in college. P-Tech is for students interested in a career in technology. Here at City Schools, we have 3 P-Tech programs, and each one comes with a diploma, tuition-free associate's degree, internships, and first access to jobs after graduation. For students who complete one of our award-winning career and technology education programs, they can earn industry certification and college credits. A ton of schools offer advanced placement classes. For students, success in the International Baccalaureate program can result in course credit, scholarships, and other admissions-related benefits after high school. So get a head start on college credits and save money by taking advantage of college prep opportunities right here at Baltimore City Public Schools. To learn more, go to www.baltimorecityschools.org/college. This has been Jacqueline Hammett with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
Tenemos un papel para jugar, especialmente cuando se trata de asegurarse que cada estudiante esté en la escuela todos los días. Las escuelas de la ciudad pueden crear un ambiente que hace que la escuela sea un lugar donde los estudiantes quieran estar. Muchos estudiantes no pueden estar en la escuela debido a problemas personales o financieros. El personal se conecta con los estudiantes para identificar las barreras en el hogar, la comunidad o el edificio de la escuela que dificultan la posibilidad de asistir a la escuela todos los días. Las escuelas pueden recompensar a los estudiantes por una mejor asistencia con anuncios y viajes especiales. Así que hagamos nuestra parte para asegurarnos de que todos nuestros alumnos estén en la escuela todos los días y listos para triunfar.
Hey kids, have you got started on your service learning hour? Do you want to be able to graduate with no problem? Well, stick with me as I tell you everything you need to know. First, every student must complete 75 hours of service learning to be able to graduate, and some students even get started in middle school. The idea is to get to high school and not have to worry about getting the hours, so it's never too early to start. Service learning could be going to a nursing home and volunteering. You see that key word? It's something you do in your spare time that you don't get paid for. Some high school seniors get overwhelmed when they don't have enough hours, so they run around trying to find a place to volunteer. Trust me, you do not want to be like them. One idea is to help the homeless, or even help plant some flowers, paint, or clean up your school community. So get going and talk to a school counselor, a teacher, or principal about what your school is doing for service learning. Welcome back. Now it's time for the answer to the question of the show. In our visit to the Botanical Gardens, the Navy, along with city school students, built A, chairs and tables, B, benches and bleachers, C, fences and tables, or D, chairs and bleachers.
The correct answer is B, benches and bleachers, a place for community members to rest and enjoy the scenery.
I gotta say, Alana, for your first story, you really knocked it out the park.
Thank you. But for now, let's check out the last story of the episode. It takes place at Holabird Academy, where the community was having a book talk.
And the 2 books featured in this story address some real issues. Let's take a look.
Hey, Imani Humphreys-Torres here from the City School Student Media Team, and today we're at Holabird Academy, where students have spent weeks preparing for a LIT event.
Project LIT is a program where we all individually read the book, The Hate U Give, and other books.
The Hate U Give and Dear Martin, they both relate to real world situations. It's been honorable because I'm so excited to talk about the book because I like the book.
Give connect to the rioting from Freddie Gray when he died.
But you can spark the mind of one other person that can change the world.
My favorite character was Star because she never gave up. Even though she's the main character, she never gave up. She was going through depression and stuff. She just put that aside and she wanted to speak for Khalil.
And she just learned how to use her voice as the most powerful weapon, and I felt that was something influential that I could use.
They both relate to racism and police brutality. Dear Martin, Justice, he gets beat up by the cop.
So now we're in the classrooms. We're going to see a few of the students read speeches and poems they had written about the books they read.
If you haven't already read both of these spectacular books, I really encourage you to read them. It has the right to remain either bruised or silent, but it's a poem, so it hears you be safer.
In a lot of stories, you don't see Black independent women, or you just see it's always men and never girls. As she was a woman, she was going through these difficulties and she overcome them. I felt that was good because I want to be like her.
All the students who read these books to take away from them.
Basically that their voice matters and that they have all of these wonderful abilities and that they're brilliant and they can bring change no matter if they're children or whatever the case may be. And also to enlighten them about what's going on so that they wouldn't ignore sort of things like police brutality, racism. No matter what background you come from, you need to be aware of those situations. So I wanted them to be more empathetic to others and what was going on in other people's lives.
Enriching conversation amongst generations around common themes but different perspectives.
So it kind of gives this idea that you need to be able to code switch or jump back and forth. And for the book Dear Martin, it kind of shows that he's not even really code switching. He just doesn't have an authentic self because he's never had to put himself in these sort of situations or really understand the reality of them. And that makes a really strong point for both books, and it kind of sums up perfectly the Black experience, especially for Black youth. I personally really love the book Dear Martin a little bit better, solely because it shows this idea that if you don't truly understand the world around you, you're a victim to get lost in it. And I really do enjoy that concept, especially something that you should know about. We just wrapped up Project Lit open discussion where students showcased speeches, poems, and videos they had worked on for weeks. This has been Imani Humphreys-Torres at Holabird Academy with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
Wow, it was really amazing to watch the impact that a simple piece of literature could have on a young mind. Baltimore City youth will become more empowered when we can recognize injustices and demand change.
I couldn't agree more. Literature is a powerful source of information. Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this episode of Building a Generation. Thank you for joining us and sharing the wonderful stories of our school community.
Be sure to watch Education Channel 77, and for more, head to us on vimeo.com/cityschools or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're everywhere. I'm Alana Hines.
And I'm Bryce Taylor. Thank you for building a generation.
See ya.